Pull up a chair. It's time for a little celebrity dish.
It says authorized, do not enter, but I'll let you in.
Oh, you're all hard.
What's it really like working on a hit TV show? Forget everything you think you know.
Some years ago we were strangers, now it's like one big family. It's really, really nice.
This is the ultimate inside story from the Emmy-winning actor behind Jimmy Berluti, and definitely one of the family favorites.
Who? Michael Badalucco, have you heard of him?
He's a bum.
It's not all hard work. Get ready for a decadent, high-cal adventure from Hollywood to New York and back again, ending with a wild dressing room bash. And you're invited.
Today we're going to do a lot of eating more than anything else, I think.
Well, Michael is the least.
Hi, I'm Kristen Beach, and this is Raleigh Studios, home of David E. Kelley Productions and the Emmy-winning hit, The Practice. Several times a year, star Michael Badalucco hosts a party New York style. And today, Celebrity Dish has exclusive access. So let's take a peek inside and see what's going on.
Okay, very quiet please, and we are set.
The morning we visited set, they were filming a courtroom scene featuring Michael's character, Jimmy, and Steve Harris's very intense character, Eugene.
Roll please.
Action.
Members of the jury, you have reached a verdict?
We, the jury, find in favor of the plaintiff
It was a light day for Michael.
and order the defendant to pay compensatory damages in the amount of $125 million.
Not many lines, just looked shocked a lot.
Cut! Print! Let's go again!
Which was fine by him, because in just a few hours he was throwing one of his famous dressing room parties. So in between takes, it was a mad dash back to supervised setup.
This is how I get my exercise, going back and forth to the set. So, here we are. In a few hours, this is going to be packed with people and food and smells, and this is it.
And salami.
And salami.
Imagine over 100 people crammed into a small dressing room, gorging themselves on Italian delicacies flown in from across the country, and you've got a pretty good picture of what's about to happen. All the food comes from 3,000 miles away. From here, Mike's Deli on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. These are the Italian staples Michael grew up on, the kind of food you can't find in most areas of the country, especially in the middle of Los Angeles.
We've been doing it since we started here about 7 years ago. We started in '96. We FedExed all these sandwiches out, and we did it around World Series time because you see I'm a big Yankee fan. It was so much fun. And we said, well, why don't we have a party like this every 2 months or something?
It's a monumental effort that he can't do alone, and he doesn't have to.
Kelly is our MVP. She does all the work, most of the work, and actually all the work.
Almost everyone on the crew pitches in to help. Callie, the set dresser, Lamar, the electric, Steve, the grip,
We're going to hang all kinds of Italian things off of this.
Shelley, the costume designer,
Shelley and Steve are the sommeliers. They open the wine.
and really just about anyone who has a moment is always happy to help.
The crew loves Michael because, you know, he comes from the crew. He comes from props.
You guys hungry or what?
And I think that he feels more comfortable with them than he does with us, and he's just pretending that he really likes us all.
From the top.
But none of it would be possible without this man, Arthur Africano, the show's B camera operator and a fellow native New Yorker who introduced Michael to Mike's Deli.
Arthur Africano used to take orders for people around holiday time, people here in California that wanted these delicious cheeses and salamis and stuff like that.
All of this actually started with you.
Yes,
How does it make you feel? I mean, this is so huge now.
He is just a connoisseur of all things wonderful.
Now, thanks to Michael, the cast and crew enjoys all these wonderful things all year long.
My dressing room is right next to Michael's, so when we have these big parties and all the cheese comes in and the salami, I'm lighting all of these vanilla candles because it stinks.
Their food is not as good as the food from Chicago.
He says that all the time, but you know what? He's the first one before they even call lunch that hauls himself in here and makes up a plate like this, you know.
If nothing else gets on, their food is not as good as the food from Chicago.
I think those fighting words.
Let's have a little competition then, you know, put up or shut up. Yeah, practice what you preach, that's right. Get some stuff from Chicago in here.
And I'm talking about pizza, too.
You think I like that thick pizza oh, don't let me get started on Chicago.
Now, when Michael heard Celebrity Dish was coming, he decided to do something extra special.
This one today is going to be the granddaddy of all granddaddies.
This time, the food wasn't just being shipped. It's being personally delivered by the owner of Mike's Deli, David Greco himself.
Dave is the is the man on Arthur Avenue.
With a little help from Pasquale, brother Marco, who's making fresh mozzarella,
Mozzarella lards.
A lot of people don't know that Michelangelo originally worked in cheese.
and Francesco, who came all the way from Calabria to cook and sing for Michael and his guests.
Give me a kiss.
And it's not just sandwiches and pasta salad. This is going to be a true Italian feast. So much food, they had to get the Teamsters and the heavy trucks to help get it all to the studio. The party is getting closer.
Inhale, inhale. Do you smell it?
Just enough time for Michael to give us an exclusive peek behind the scenes.
This is where I get to look beautiful.
Ah, the makeup trailer.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Let me go in there and powder my nose. This is where you find out what's really going on this set, you know, if you know
Is
what
this the
I mean.
gossip trailer?
You should get here early in the morning, and you really find some stuff out. Here's our construction crew. Look, they're building these sets. We're going to shoot in here in a few days. This is the main entrance into the practice. Right this way. This is it. I know there's a lot of women that want to sit in that chair.
I was just going to ask, and I'm so glad you offered,
You can
because
sit
I
right there.
have to sit in Bobby's chair.
Eleanor's desk. There's Rebecca. Here's our little library that we have. You know, we have all these books, but like you can see, they're empty. Just like me, I don't think I can get out of a parking ticket. It's all make-believe. Lindsay has her own office. Lindsay Dole, attorney at law, mother. And this is the conference room.
This is where you have all of your heated discussions.
All the heated discussions.
Yes.
One time, didn't I wrestle Eleanor up here? Remember
I
we had
remember
a
that.
big battle?
I have to say, one of my favorite scenes was when you guys had that fight on top of the table.
Greedy little Lindsay! When Lindsay jumped over the table and tried to beat me up, and it
Yes.
kind of looked like the way they edited it, that she did beat me up, because that's not true. In real life, I would have kicked her ass. They just did some fancy editing up there, and it made it look like she actually came at me and she had me for a minute, but that is bull roar.
I'm glad you're setting the record straight.
Meanwhile, back in the dressing rooms,
This is looking good. Here's our main man, Steve. Steve always likes it when we have the party because even though there's a mess afterwards, there's always a big, huge sandwich waiting for him when he gets home.
the food is in, the decorations are up, the accordion is tuned, and we are ready to party.
The real Italian food? I'm a Jew, and I love the Italian food. I'm telling you right now, and we know from food.
But first, when we come back, Michael takes us to the Bronx to see just how this feast was prepared. You too can learn to cook like a real Italian. Plus, a visit to the Brooklyn home he hasn't seen in years. And later, there's one Italian dish Laura Flynn Boyle can't get enough of.
This is just amazing.
Find out what it is when Celebrity Dish continues. Not many actors can say their very first role was working for world-famous director Sidney Lumet.
I was 8 years old. I was in a movie called Fail Safe. And when Moscow gets nuked, they show a little photograph of me and the general here, and I'm the little boy that got nuked. So that was my first appearance. But since then, things have been uphill.
Bitten by the acting bug in high school, he went on to study drama at New Paltz State College in upstate New York.
I met my good friend, my lifelong friend to this day, John Turturro, who was a freshman when I was a senior. I was doing a play off Broadway, and who came to see it was Robert De Niro. And he says, we want you to audition for this film. The film turns out to be Raging Bull. I don't have a SAG card. The production buys me a SAG card, and they give me a line, "Hey, Jake," and they make me the soda fountain clerk.
To make ends meet, his father, who built sets for movies, helped him get a job as a prop man.
And worked as a prop man on all the Woody Allen movies from Manhattan to Mighty Aphrodite.
In the years since, Michael has made powerful performances in many critically acclaimed films.
I got a break from Spike Lee, who made me the son of Sam, and here I am on the steps of the Palais at the Cannes Film Festival with Anthony Quinn and Stevie Wonder, and here's Wesley Snipes, and there's Spike, and Spike is giving me a dirty look because he's telling me to move and let Wesley get in the middle. Oh, brother, where art thou?
3 Coen Brothers movies,
Yes,
right?
they're very nice. You know, I was introduced to them in Miller's Crossing, and then I did The Man Who Wasn't There. Then I am writing A Pig. April is her name. I had done a little thing with Michelle Pfeiffer in One Fine Day.
Michelle Pfeiffer introduced him to David Kelley, and the rest is history.
In 1999, I received an Emmy Award. That's thanks to the people I work with.
So you guys have worked together now, what, 5, 6 years?
Yeah.
You've both been on since the very beginning of the show.
No. The very beginning of the show,
Right.
Michael was not on. Michael got added a show later.
I auditioned for the pilot, the part of a flasher. Now, I didn't get that part. They gave it to somebody bigger than me. taller than me.
He was not one of the original 5.
To Steve's point, I like to say that, yes, they did the pilot and it aired, and I guess what the executives and all the people that know said, well, there's something missing. We need that one important little ingredient, like a little dash of pepper or whatever it is that makes something come alive, a little truffle oil or something. And I was the truffle oil. And then once I hit it, bang, the whole thing exploded. So that's really the way it happened.
He's a great living caricature. He gonna get me.
Cameron adds so much, not only because of her personality, because she's such a strong, wonderful actress. We sort of go at it sometimes, but we go at it like a brother and sister.
And you know how brothers and sisters are. It's like you'll do anything for them, but you mostly, almost all the time, want to kill them. That's pretty much what it's like.
Dylan is an actor who's very, very dedicated to the craft of acting. He's someone that really wants to get into the soul of a person, really do something that's meaningful.
The word is that, Laura Flynn might pop by.
And she loves to eat. But that's not the only party we have. We have a tradition here of our annual Halloween party. This is me at the Halloween party.
You're that bastard!
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful group. It's like one big happy family. I'm trying to convert them to be Italians, though. That's the thing.
And nobody knows more about what it's like growing up in an Italian family than Michael. A few days ago, he took us back to where it all began.
So this is your old neighborhood.
This is my old block. This is East 8th Street between Avenue L and Avenue M. And this was my home where I grew up with my family, my brother, my mom, and
look
dad.
at this.
1281 East 8th Street.
The nicest one on the street.
You knew it. My father had the best house. He was a carpenter. This is the fence that my father built in the 60s. My father built that birdhouse and that fence back there. But the highlight of the backyard was always the peach tree. That used to give off 90 to 100 pounds of peaches every year. Anytime we'd have family gatherings, we'd get 2 long, gigantic tables. All my aunts and my mother would be cooking in the back. You'd smell the rice boiling, the onions sizzling. You'd have the pasta in the sauce. You'd dip it in. I don't know how many people passed through here and had great times.
It's been nearly 20 years since the Badaluccos lived here. Sadly, Michael's beloved mother passed away little more than a year ago, but all the great memories of growing up remain. And even though Michael's old Italian neighbors have moved away...
Well, these are the guys that are in the neighborhood now. They're not Italians, they're Mediterranean.
His childhood best friend, Ray Agolia, still lives close by. We met him and his son, Ray III, his brother Jamie, and his father, Ray Sr.
Somebody's gonna break a leg.
After a little football and a good-spirited prank called a hedging, played on Ray III.
Come on, there's nothing wrong with that.
It was time for lunch at Michael's favorite restaurant.
The best restaurant in New York City. Joe Focacceria Palermitana, meaning the specialties of Palermo, Sicily. And this is Sicily. This is the town where my father is from, Pacheco. And I was the first picture to be on this wall.
How about you?
I'm from best friend.
Michael also took us to his favorite bakery to place an order for the party.
This is Bensonhurst, the Italian center of Brooklyn. This is 18th Avenue, Cristoforo Colombo Boulevard. And here is the famous Alba's, the world-famous bakery that made me what I am. Absolutely.
We met 85-year-old Sal Alba.
Sal, Mike, how are you? How's everything? In the back, they got pictures of Frank Sinatra and the Pope and Dom DeLuise, and they put me in the front. What an honor that is.
What is all the fanfare here? I'm trying to get a Sfogliadello.
And Joe Scarpanito, another one of Michael's old friends from the neighborhood.
We went to high school together.
Sal even took us in the back to help Luigi make their world-famous Pignoli cookies.
Good. Unbelievable.
So listen, I'm going to need about 12 trays of these. You send them out to my dressing room in California.
Big trays or small trays?
Big trays. 12 big trays.
Just 12. You don't want more than that, huh? That's all?
12 is good.
All right, 12 is great.
Top more.
Then came the hardest thing Michael's ever had to do.
Well, Ray, Jamie, I got to make a little confession, Joe. Man, you know I love Brooklyn, center of the universe, nothing like it, but I have those parties in my room, and I don't order the stuff from here. I order the stuff from Mike's Deli, up in the Bronx. So I got to.
We never go to the Bronx, and here's the reason why.
A man got hit with a bucket of and that's the reason why.
Next, from Mike's Deli in the Bronx.
I'm in heaven over here. This is as close to heaven as I'm ever going to get. Are you kidding me? Look at it.
Find out how to make the best lasagna you've ever tasted and a real Sicilian treat.
This is Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. Once we got the first orders from Mike's Deli, I was hooked. And ever since then, this is where I import my stuff.
I love the practice.
Thank you. And this is the retail market here. And everybody loves us here, and it's a wonderful place. It's all about family and love. This is something you're not going to believe. Welcome to Mike's Deli. And here's David. David, he's at each.
We met David Greco, then his father Mike, a Bronx legend who set up shop here nearly 50 years ago. I'd heard of his reputation as a master cheesemaker.
He's got to be smooth like a woman, I like your silk.
Right. Hey.
I didn't know that he was also a master charmer. While we danced, Michael waited on customers.
We got it. Enough with the mozzarella. What do you mean enough with the mozzarella? We got a lot of work to cook for tomorrow.
Our first dish.
New York style lasagna, something very hearty.
It's not difficult, but as we're about to see, there are some secrets to making the perfect lasagna. The meat stuffing is basically sautéed onions and garlic combined with a few tablespoons of marinara sauce. Secret number 1. The meat stuffing must be cooled to room temperature before being layered into the lasagna so it doesn't cook the pasta. And speaking of pasta, Dave says you can use boxed noodles or even the ready-to-bake noodles, but the best is fresh.
Here's an egg noodle pasta from Bulgari's. This is a whole sheet, so it fits the pan perfect. It's really great, and it's nice to work with.
Can you get that in LA?
If I ship it to you.
In fact, all the ingredients you see here you can order directly from Mike's Deli online. Secret number 2, fresh pasta should always be flashed, meaning dipped in boiling water for a few seconds, then taken out and set aside to cool. Now, the cheese stuffing.
This is a 3-pound rigatto. You see how nice and thick this is? Oh. This is...
Now, where'd you get this at? Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, finally we have
this
you.
This is something from Brooklyn.
Thank you very much.
To the ricotta cheese, we add 1 egg and a cup of grated Romano cheese. Secret number 3, never use Parmesan for cooking. It's too sweet. Then 1 pound of chopped mozzarella, which leads us to secret number 4.
Even nice little senores that come in here, they ruin their lasagna. Wow. With fresh mozzarella. Anything you're baking, you want a drier mozzarella.
Now we begin the layering. First a bit of sauce in the bottom of the pan, the first sheet of pasta, then the stuffing. Secret number 5, never spread the meat and cheese evenly. Rather, they should be dabbled separately.
How many layers are we doing?
6 could go in here comfortably. It comes a little higher, and it looks really great when it's done. You know, you're making it look like a Hollywood lasagna over here. You're not doing the dabbles. You're getting me upset over here.
Well, let's go into Hollywood.
Come on. You gotta be settled. You gotta be dabbles.
Top it off with dried mozzarella and a bit of sauce into a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes, and here it is.
Through the magic of television, look at this.
That looks good. Oh, delicious. Michael, nothing. You keep eating. We gotta make rice bowls here. You wanna show them how to make Sicilian rice bowls?
I do want to make rice bowls, but I need to get my energy.
You eat. Next dish, arancine, Italian rice balls, a real Sicilian treat and a Badalucco family tradition.
My mother would be proud. Let me tell you, making arancine.
Okay, now you know it's good because it's sticking in your fingers.
They're called arancine because when they're done, they look like small oranges. We start with 2 cups of arborio rice, boiled al dente. Add 1 packet of saffron, 3 eggs, a cup of shredded dried mozzarella, and enough grated Romano cheese to make the rice sticky enough to form into balls. Now we stuff them with the same meat stuffing from the lasagna, but with sautéed peas and chopped carrots added. Push your thumb in to make a hole, add 2 teaspoons of meat, and push the rice back over the hole.
My first rice bowl is not bad. I could do better. Hide this one. Squalor, get rid of that.
Then it's into a bath of egg and grated Romano, then roll in breadcrumb and Romano, and repeat 2 more times.
I mean, you guys work very good together.
Deep fry in oil, 75% vegetable and 25% olive for just a few seconds. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes and get ready for a treat.
Oh, Madonna, look at that mozzarella. Ah!
Wait till they taste these out on the practice. Forget about it.
So now we've seen where Michael works, we've seen where he grew up, and we've seen what he likes to eat. When we come back, get ready to see how Michael likes to party.
3 p.m. Stage 20 and 21 should be abuzz with activity. Instead, it was so quiet you could actually hear the fake snowfall. because everyone was backstage at the party.
This is my dressing room, obviously. And Dylan nicknamed this place the clubhouse. As you see, we have wallpaper and remnants of Yankee Stadium all over the place. But this is where the party usually takes place.
But today, it's spilling out into two hallways because nobody wanted to miss this one. The entire crew is here, along with cast members that aren't even working today, like Steve and Dylan and Laura Flynn, who came all the way in just for the party.
Well, that's what it's about, you know, an Italian family, you get together, you eat, you have fun, you laugh, you cry together. And that's what we do around here.
Yeah, this happens every day. One day it's Italian, the next day it's Chinese.
We bought some prosciutto di Parma. This is sopressata schiacciata. We have a panini with hot sopressata, shaves of provolone, and portobello mushroom.
Okay, those sandwiches are staring at me. Your favorite is the spicy salami. Is this true? And they brought this just for you.
I have to hold it like that.
Okay, sorry. I keep getting myself in trouble. I have to remember.
There are gentlemen here to take care of that for you.
We have veal masala. We made grandma-style lasagna.
Oh, my goodness.
And we made rigatoni Isabella.
You have to really go nice and slow. You can't, you know, devour everything you...
Mangia.
You have a long way to go. Scott lights up the set, and now I'm going to light him up a little. That's right.
Francesco was a hit, working his Latin magic. We met John, who normally feeds the cast and crew.
I'm never going to be able to get Italian food again.
I just have one question. The hazelnut cream.
That's an arancini.
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 What's the matter with you Italians? Where's the Nutella?
Arancini. That's arancini.
I'm saying it.
It's a rice ball.
Okay.
We learned the secret to Dylan's favorite salad, fresh arugula and bresaola, dried filet mignon. We met Brenda, Michael's wife, a former New York City nurse.
I like to eat, so we're very happy.
We heard Laura Flynn was a huge fan of E! True Hollywood Story.
I'm addicted to E! True Hollywood Story.
So we surprised her with an E! True Hollywood survival kit.
You're kidding me. Oh, this is beautiful. That's a little tissue.
Oh, it's tissue.
Yeah, this is when you watch either you or me on E! True Hollywood Story.
We sang, we danced, we ate some more. Then a treat, a special song that Michael and Francesco had rehearsed all day.
La canzone mia più bella sei tu.
Started this, Arthur.
It grew out of a cheese order from home.
And then, just like all good things, this one too was about to end.
Oddio, cari amici, questo nostro stare a mensa e donici la gratitudine verso di te e verso tutta la creazione.
Dear God, bless our being together at this table and give us the gratitude towards you and toward all creation. And I have a lot of gratitude, first to Celebrity Dish and Kristen for making this all possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
To my dear paisans, David, Francesco Pasquale, for bringing the Bronx here to Manhattan Beach. And most especially to my family here at the practice, who will always be close to my heart, and who make every day una bella dia, una bella day. Saluti to all of you.
We have had a great time. The party was a huge success, obviously. I hope you guys have a great time, too. We will see you the next time on Celebrity Dish. Ciao!